One of the most pressing problems facing America these days concerns our aging population. It's an absolute fact that Americans are living longer than ever before, and as our population ages, more and more people are requiring the services of nursing homes and assisted living facilities. But as you can imagine, the decision on where to place a beloved member of the family can be an extremely difficult one because they vary so widely in their surroundings and the services they offer. However, here in northern New Jersey, there is a group of family-owned healthcare facilities that has earned an extraordinary reputation for the outstanding care and services they provide. That organization is Dyk Healthcare, headquartered here in Hawthorne. And over the course of its 54 years in business, it has come to be regarded as one of the most outstanding assisted living facilities in America today. The president and CEO is one of the most highly regarded and distinguished executives in the healthcare industry in the United States. His name is Bob Van Dyk.
Dyk Healthcare, family-owned business, started in 1953 by my dad, Marvin. After he started the business, his father, Barney, joined him, and then his brother, Bill, joined him. And for many years, the father and two sons ran Dyk Healthcare. Now Dyk Healthcare is my dad and myself, still family-owned and operated. Over the years, and since I've joined the company, we now have 2 nursing homes, 2 assisted living residences, senior apartments for elderly people. We also have a rehab company that's associated with us, and we've just now opened and starting a program, which is called At Home with Van Dyks.
I can't help but want to know what you feel like when you walk in now and look around and see what you guys started.
We receive a tremendous amount of satisfaction out of the facility or the facilities and in relationship to being able to please people.
It's rewarding to see how happy the people are here. You know, they make this their home, and they're so happy, so it's rewarding.
We want the best for our residents, whether they're in the skilled or in the assisted living facility. I think that's what gives us all the joy.
My job here is the activity director, so I'm in charge of making sure the residents have fun, that their quality of life every day is the highest it can be. So that depends on what they like to do, if they like to be in large groups, one-on-one. And this computer program has helped with that because it offers a lot of different things I can work with them on. For example, we have a lot of group activities. The residents like to have fun, get the adrenaline working, they like to be competitive. So we have TV games, which most of them are familiar with because they go to their rooms and watch them at night or watch them when they were raising their families. So we have Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, which are challenging for them, and they like to beat each other, which is a lot of fun. Something for someone who may be more interested in a one-on-one or an individual, we also have card games, hearts, solitaire, different things that maybe they never played on a computer, but they do know how to play. And the great thing about this program is that it's all touchscreen. So for people who may have arthritis in their fingers or different problems, all they have to do is touch the screen, which is wonderful.
My mom, Fran, had a huge house, Bergen County, 2-family house. She was all by herself, alone. And we thought, God forbid, if something happened, if she fell, I'm far away, my sister was far away. So we started to look for nursing homes. Well, she couldn't really think for herself. She would call me up a lot, Gloria, what do I do today and everything. And I'm thinking, I think now is the time for you to move. One day we went down, we picked her up, and we took her up to Van Dyk. Walked in the door, the first thing this is beautiful. It's so homey. Everybody greets you with a smile. We had a complimentary lunch, and I do have to say the food is outstanding. It really is good. My mom, I have never, ever seen her happier. She's just a whole different person. Before we moved her, she was depressed. She was down in the dumps. She really couldn't get out much. Now, you know, she goes out on trips. They have barbecues. They have movies. And I go over and see her because she's really close to my house, 5 minutes away. And it's the best move. She tells me every time I see her, it's the best move you've ever done for me.
We're in our assisted living residence, which we call Van Dyke Park Place. It took us a little while to get approved from the town, but we did, and the town was very gracious and wonderful to work with. And once we were done, we were very excited. It's kind of like winning the Super Bowl. And at the end, ask the quarterback, what are you going to do now? And they go, we're going to go to Disney World. Well, when we got our approval that night, someone said, what are you going to do now? And I said, we're going to Disney World. And there took probably 1,300 photographs of details, architectural details that I liked. Because what I had envisioned for this building before we built it was sort of a Victorian seaside hotel resort. And then I came back and sat down with the architects and I designed this building. The property at first was sort of, we thought, oh my goodness. I mean, we're building into the side of a hill. And the cost of the engineering site work was greater than it would have been had we had a flat site. But it was just one of those providential things where, okay, this was a great location, we'll just deal with the property we have. And as we developed the building, we were actually able to, on the 5 different levels we have, from our basement to patio to main level to the 2nd and 3rd floor, we were actually able to create outdoor space on grade so that no matter what floor you're on, a resident can just walk outside. They don't have to take an elevator to go downstairs and go outside. No matter what floor you live on, you can just go right outside at some place.
My sister and I started looking all over this part of Bergen County. We tried to set up parameters of mileage and distance time-wise to get to a place to see Mom. And we probably visited 10 different assisted living facilities. And this was the first one I came to and the one I liked the best, but I kept saying, no, I'll keep looking, I'll keep looking. And then I brought my sister along. She looked also, and this was her favorite. And we put her name on the waiting list, and within just a few short months, there was an opening for her. And we had wanted something that was spacious. She wanted an apartment feel, and she wanted a kitchen. We brought her over and showed her the place, and she was happy with it, and so we did the move, and it's really worked out well for both of us.
I have come to have friends here, and so it's home, away from home.
What we found is when the residents are at home, they have a lot of difficulty at home, and their families start to see difficulty, and they want their families to be in a nice environment where they're safe and they have a peace of mind that everything's getting taken care of. So what we did was we built this beautiful assisted living that allows people to still be independent and come here and live in their own private apartments. They bring their own furniture, so it feels like a home-like atmosphere. So it's very important that when they move in here, they feel at home. They have their dignity and independence with a private apartment. And what we do is we find out how independent they are, and from there we build a plan. And in that plan, we can do maybe nothing for somebody, but on another hand, somebody might need some assistance with dressing or assistance with bathing. So it depends on the person's need is the type of assisted living environment we've created.
I'm the medical director of Van Dyke Manor, the nursing home facility in Ridgewood, and it involves assisting the staff in providing the highest level of medical care for our residents. That includes review of medication, taking care of their actual medical problems that present, a continuum of care throughout their hospitalizations, their care in the nursing home, or even if they improve well enough to come to other facilities in the Van Dyke system, such as the Hawthorne facility. Geriatrics and geriatricians specialize in the care of complex elderly patients, including more of an integrative approach. Our interest is in their functional status, helping patients manage as best they can in whatever environment they ultimately reside. So we're more interested in their ability to walk, ambulate, the functional status issues. We're interested in their cognitive function. We have expertise in Alzheimer's disease, its care and its treatment on an ongoing basis in not only the nursing home location, but as well in the assisted living facility.
Whenever I go there, and I go very different times, my work schedule is not a 9 to 5 kind of schedule, so I go visit her at various times. But whenever I go, whomever is on staff at the time is very caring and loving to my mom. And so for me, that is a critical piece. I know she's in good hands. And there's one story I'll share with you. I came one evening My mom was in the shower being helped with her evening personal care. And so I just went into the room and I sat, not wanting to disturb what was going on, and I listened. And it was a wonderful thing for me to hear the caregiver taking care of my mom, and they didn't know I was there. And you know, character is really, in my mind, what we do when nobody's looking. And the love and the care that was demonstrated when, to this AIDS understanding, no one was looking, was exemplary. It was at that moment that I said, we are in the right place.
I used to be a teacher at one of my roles, and I don't think that ever leaves you. And I think making sure that the staff has top-notch education and career ladders and good leadership on all levels, and especially supporting the executive team, the administrators and executive directors who are 24/7 in these homes. It's very stressful, and to support them and help them and give them every tool that they need to do a great job.
As the Chief Operating Officer of these facilities, how would you say they differ from your competitors, other companies in the same industry?
The staff are exceptional. We take our time hiring. We spend a lot of time doing that, interviewing them, so that they feel comfortable in our culture. And really, we hire for attitude. They might have the greatest skills in the world, but the attitude has to be that the residents are first, and the residents and staff build a bond together and a relationship. And you have to enjoy working as a team. Some people don't. And if you don't like teamwork, you will not like being at Van Dyk's, because we're all here to help everybody. Everybody pitches in, picks up anything that they see, and helps and tries to make it a home. We aren't wearing labels. We're not, whatever we think these residents need, we're willing to do.
The facility is very home-like. I mean, it just has such a homey atmosphere. And I think one of the things that was just so amazing to me is that my father would go to his home in Paramus, where he lived, on Sundays often. My brother would come and pick him up, and he'd spend several hours. And at the end of the evening, he'd say, I have to go home now. And it's not that he was confused, but my mother would say to him, what do you mean you have to go home now? This is your home. You know, and he'd say, oh, well, you know, that's my home right now. And for him to say that was just amazing to me. He felt that comfortable.
What we're trying to do is create a continuum of care. I happen to personally believe you need to offer the full continuum of care to older people so that they have choices, that we don't find ourselves stuck in one level. All we do are nursing homes and there's nothing else. I just feel it's important because not everyone needs a nursing home. So that's what we've done as a family and as a business, is try to expand our product line, if you will, to offer all the different levels of care that older people will need.
I love this place. I was in another place, I wasn't happy. My daughter says to me, Ma, we're going to put you in a beautiful place you like. I says, good. When I came here, I says, you're right, honey. This is a beautiful place to live here. When my grandson comes to see me, hey, Grandma, you got a beautiful big house. Yes, honey, I got a beautiful big house. I live in it.
The heartwarming story of the Van Dyk Healthcare organization, which has been providing outstanding services for America's aging population for the past 54 years. And from their perspective, the best is yet to come. I'm Doug Llewellyn reporting from Hawthorne, New Jersey.
Well, that does it for this edition of Close Up on America's Business. I'm Janice Marie. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.